In this episode, we hopped into the Crystal to Join clan, which is the home of the C2J podcast with Carl and C-Note, and also the only Clash podcast with Wizard of Woo and Hero Killa, as they attempt to reach 100 war wins. Welcome to the Clash Tips YouTube channel. Was super excited to hop over into the C2J clan, Crystal to Join. Was able to watch some amazing attacks from these guys and gals. Absolutely amazing. I love going to new clans and watching new attacks because it always gives me great ideas, and they did not disappoint in this war. We start out these amazing attacks with the OP Agent 52, who's actually hiding behind the Magic Wet Dragon's account name. He does an attack that you don't see that often. You saw it quite a bit at the pro level, but that is mass baby dragons with a few dragon riders thrown in. Actually, one of the most difficult attacks to do in Clash of Clans. He starts out with a blizzard to take down the town hall and then brings 7 skelly spells. And those skelly spells are very difficult to know where to place. So this attack actually takes a lot of practice, a lot of experience to do. It's not something that kids want to try at home. This is not an attack that you want to do unsupervised, but I love how he started out this attack. He put his Barb King up top, put his Archer Queen at the bottom for funneling purposes. He also used a drag alongside those heroes in order to funnel even more, and then spread across his super baby drags, his Inferno drags, across the top, and placed his Skelly spells down in the most opportune places. This is an attack that I actually remember Clash with Eric saying that he could not master. I remember Agent 52 saying that he wanted to master this attack several months ago, and obviously he has. It's an attack that I have never really tried because I've never wanted to use a super troop placement for it. I guess I could jump in some friendly challenges to give it a try. But because it's an attack that takes a lot of skill to do, because it's not used so often, it's one that can wipe bases clean because it's really hard to defend against. Super nice attack by Agent 52, aka Magic Wet Dragons. My boy Carl coming in with his second attack with the Skelly Donut Mass Hogs he has to show off for us. And yes, Carl, you know that you're showing off for us because none of the rest of us can do this. Starts this attack off with a Flame Flinger, and the only mistake you made, Carl, is you should have put down a ground troop like a hog or something like that to test for Skelly traps. Come on, man. Come on, get with it. But who am I to criticize, because Carl does an amazing job with this Skelly Donut. He takes out not only the scatter shot, not only the CC, but, well, actually, yeah, that's what he took out. I am a stickler for order. I love my 1, 2, 3 lists, and you can see that Carl does this in a very specific order. Puts down his Rage, puts down his Invis, puts down his Skelly spells. That way he can do it the same way every time, and he gets that rote memory of doing it the exact same pattern, so that way his brain is used to doing it in that way. Opens up this compartment not only to get some OP value to grab that RC, but also to set up the funnel for his hogs to come in at 6 o'clock. Funnels on each side, of course, with a Sneaky Goblin, sends in an Ice Hound, and then takes out not only the RC, but that bomb tower, and then in come the hogs. Hog Rider! Hog Rider! I love how he used the Warden Tome, and then as soon as his hogs come out of the Warden Tome, they have a heal spell that's just sitting there waiting for them. His queen is over on the other side doing OP queen things, taking out that scatter shot. The king, for whatever reason, missed that RC, so his queen's going to take out that RC. He uses the heal for those hogs. He has back-end hogs, absolutely OP, to take out that cannon and that wizard tower. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention is he actually sent his RC in with his hogs, and he used those extra hogs in order to help the pathing for his hogs. Absolutely OP. Carl, you're OP. We all stand in awe at the amazingness of your attacks. All rise for the Hog King Master Carl. Beautiful attack by the Magic Wet Carl. Sorry, Carl, getting you mixed up with Magic Wet Dragons, who did the attack before this. Beautiful 3-star. This attack I'm super excited about by the man C-Note himself. I remember C-Note talking about trying to master the Blizzard strategy. There was actually an OP bet made between C-Note, Cat, Carl, and Hero about who could do the best attack if Carl could teach Cat to do a Skelly Donut, and if Hero could teach C-Note to do an OP Blizzard, and obviously C-Note has picked this up and has made it his own. He starts out this attack by zapping that sweeper, would have caused problems for his Blizzard Blimp. I have also seen players who will freeze that hair dryer so that way the wizard's hair does not get blown away whenever that Blizzard Blimp is coming in. 2 zaps a much safer way to ensure that that Blizzard Blimp gets to where it's going. Starts off the funnel with an E-Drag and a Baby Dragon on one side. He's going to put down his heroes on the other side to carve out the other side of the funnel. Then in come the dragons and the loons, and from here on out, it's just a complete smashing. Early Warden Tome combined with a Rage to ensure that those Coco Loons can get out in front of those dragons, and so those dragons can just plow through the base. His king and his queen are walking down that 3 o'clock side to make sure that those dragons stay all together in a pack to make sure that they can completely smash the base and overwhelm the defenses. RC comes in from the side to make sure that those dragons will path correctly, and then from here it's just clean up. Absolutely beautiful attack, beautiful smash, and I'm super proud of C-Note for picking up that OP strategy, the Blizzard Blimp, and making it his own. Does it absolutely beautifully, and super beautiful attack. Nice 3-star by C-Note. You cannot have a C2J War Showcase without showing the attacks from the Blizzard King himself, Hero Killa, coming in with the Blizzard, his traditional, the attack that he uses every single war. And I'm gonna have to say he's got some gumptia. He's got some, to be able to bring in a Blizzard Blimp on a ring base, it's something that I will never try because I'm so scared that my Blizzard Blimp is not gonna make it to his target. Not only does that Blizzard Blimp make it to its target, but it also wipes out everything there in the middle, takes down the Town Hall, which is the biggest threat on a ring base, puts down that traditional E-Drag behind his Blizzard Blimp in order to funnel at that 12 o'clock side, puts down his heroes. His heroes are going to walk down to the 3 o'clock side so that way it funnel on that end for his dragons, and then just spams his dragons in at 2 o'clock, brings in his RC from the 12 o'clock side in order to help funnel those towards the middle. Puts down the first Rage. His king actually takes out that opponent's queen, completely smashes her, and then make sure that he rages those loons up in the middle so that way those dragons and those loons can take down those OP Infernos that are going to be in the middle that can roast his dragons. And at this point, just clean up, because that's what Hero's good at. He completely smashes with his Blizzard. All he has to do at the end, just do some cleanup with his dragons. Of course, his spells are OP. Of course, the attack is OP. Hero is OP. Beautiful attack, Hero. Absolutely beautiful. Love watching your attacks. Learned so much about Blizzard. If you have not listened to the podcast episode where we talk to Hero about Blizzard, listen to it. He does a beautiful, masterful job. Beautiful 3-star. This base actually looked at myself. I love using Super Bowlers. Been having a decent amount of success with them in CWL. Been having a decent amount of success in Legends League. I'm no Klaus. I'm no Stars. But GCBC shows us how it's done, how you use Super Bowlers. One of the reasons why I actually decided to not hit this base was because I was unsure of how to handle those mortars. Those mortars can be deadly to your Flame Flinger. They're not OP against anything except for the Flame Flinger, but I actually learned something from GCBC with this attack. Pre-nerf, the Flame Flinger would actually do damage to any defense that's at least one space away, and I did not realize that that was still the case. I thought with the nerf that would not work anymore, and as you can see, that mortar is slowly being ticked away. Its health is slowly going down to that Flame Flinger, so he didn't even have to worry about that mortar. I was worried about nothing. GCBC showed me how it's done. He actually uses a golem in front of his Super Bowlers, which is great for distraction. Also decides to use a couple regular witches, which I would have never thought of. Those Skellys can provide just enough distraction, blah, blah. He can actually provide enough distraction for that single Inferno so that Inferno will have just a half second in order to not lock on to his huge troop space Super Bowlers or even his heroes, something like that. But has a beautiful entry, gets his Super Bowls into the center, and just completely smashes. Uses his Warden Tome at the absolute perfect time, and those Super Bowlers just go ham. They go ham on this base. He brings in his RC from the north. That's exactly the way that you want to do it. And look at that Flame Flinger. Still up. Flame Flinger is still up because GCBC did such an amazing job with his Super Bowlers that he was able to distract that Expo long enough for his for his Flame Flinger to stay up pretty much the whole raid, and it literally does. It only breaks, it only falls apart right at the very end. If you are looking at a ring base or a box base or any anti-2-star base, Super Bowlers is the way to go. And of course, GCBC showing us how it's done. Ending off this attack absolutely beautifully. Beautiful attack to watch. Of course, my personal favorite, Super Bowlers. Absolutely beautiful 3-star. This next attack is one that I was especially impressed with because I absolutely love using Super Witches at Town Hall 12 just because they're so powerful. They can absolutely take down pretty much any base. And I'd never seen Super Witches used in exactly this manner, which again goes back to the fact that I'm always amazed when I'm able to visit and find new ways to do things. Cat starts this attack by taking down the walls with 4 quakes, opening up the entire base, opening up that entire core, uses a wizard on that bottom side to funnel, uses her king on the top side to funnel, and then puts down 5 Super Witches. Pairs those Super Witches with a log launcher and just completely obliterates this base. I know that Kat was really fond of the Ocho Quaco attack at Town Hall 13, where she used 4 quakes on one side of the base and then 4 quakes around the Town Hall in order to take the Town Hall down, and she has mastered that attack strategy and used it at Town Hall 12 to make it her own. Absolutely beautiful attack. The witches are completely gutting out the core. The queen is gutting out everything else. Absolutely beautiful attack. Whenever that log launcher does finally go down, an ice golem and a yeti pop out, which just adds to the OP-ness and the powerfulness of this attack, and adds that jump spell down at the very end to make sure that her Super Witches have pathing all the way through the back of the base, completely guts the core, and then just works her way around with the queen, with the Super Witches. Absolutely beautiful attack. I love it. As I said, Super Witches are one of my absolute favorite troops, and this was an absolute beautiful 3-star by Kat. Absolutely perfect. This next attack by Wookie Tacos was especially impressive to me. I did a YouTube video on how to do zap drags a while ago, and it essentially followed the exact pattern that I recommended in that YouTube video. But Wookie is able to get some massive value with those zaps, not only taking out those air defenses, but also taking out 2 archer towers, air targeting defenses as well at the same time. Then he uses the log launcher to focus on taking out that 3rd AD, and just as I showed earlier, left that last AD, left it there for a reason, and I want to show you exactly the reason that he used it there. But the funneling is perfect on this so that his dragons have no place to go except for the core of this base. Funneling is what allowed these dragons to path right down the center, and can't emphasize enough, core tenet of any attack, of course, is effective funneling. But I want you to notice what comes out of that log launcher whenever it goes down. A lava hound comes down out of that log launcher and then pass towards that back AD. He does not destroy that back AD until that lava hound has had a chance to path over the center. And then once that lava hound has pathed over the area that could have lots of traps in it, then he zaps down the AD before the AD can do any damage to his air troops. I absolutely love that out-of-the-box thinking. It was a beautiful way of doing a zap drag attack. Most of the time, I would just think, oh, I have 3 zaps, I'm going to zap out that last AD, but instead becomes creative. Wookie does a great job, puts a lava hound in his log launcher, and as a result, has a very creative attack and a very creative 3-star. Absolutely beautiful. We have another zap drag attack, but this time coming from the OP Clasher, Clash Livin. I think the reason why Clash Livin is so good at this attack at Town Hall 10 is because of all the amazing streaming that he does on Twitch, showing all of his Town Hall 10 attacks live. He of course recognizes the value that you can get in the center of the space, taking down all of those ADs with tons of zaps, taking out an Inferno Tower, taking down the enemy queen and that last air defense with his heroes. At this point, it's just cleanup. I mean, puts down a dragon on the bottom side, puts down a dragon on the top side, but honestly, my man, I think you could have just spammed your dragons in because you took so much out with your zaps and with your heroes. Took down pretty much anything that can destroy these dragons other than that single target Inferno in the middle of the base, but absolutely smashed it. If you have not had a chance to listen to the OP Clash Livin with his podcast or watch any of his streams, he does attacks like this over and over again on his streams. He is amazing at Town Hall 10, an absolute joy to watch, and I encourage you, check out his attacks, check out his Twitch stream channel, because he does an amazing job. Clash Livin, beautiful 3-star, and I loved watching it. I wanted to save this attack for last because it's extra special to me. Not only is it a beautiful attack, but if you have not subscribed to Heroes Patreon, you need to do so, because this is case in point of somebody who talks about something on the Patreon podcast and then follows through with an attack. Carl and Kitten were talking about how sometimes she doesn't funnel as effectively as she could, and that she should use maybe an 18 troop space Yeti and maybe a 10 space troop baby dragon to make sure that that queen goes where she wants it to go. And boom, case in point. I don't think I could have done a better job, have been more masterful at funneling that queen into that compartment. I don't think that I could have done it any better than Kitten did, and it was absolutely beautiful. Kitten, that was an absolutely beautiful funnel for your queen charge, and I'm in shock and I'm amazed. Maybe it's Carl's OP skills at teaching strategy, or maybe you just decided to listen to him because he said that he was gonna give you lots of Dunkin' Donuts, or maybe it's Krispy Kreme. I don't know. If you have no clue what we're talking about, then you have to tune in to the next Patreon episode where Kitten and Carl talk about Clash of Clans strategy. Kitten gets what she needs with that queen charge, then takes out the other portion with her king and with the siege barracks. Hogs comes out of those siege barracks. Hog Rider! Hog Rider! Hog Rider! She's able to handle that super minion CC with ease, puts down the poison in the perfect spot, tapes down the eagle before the eagle can do a ton of damage to her hogs, and then in come the hogs from the top left side, and they just smash. They tear up everything that's left on this base. That single target Inferno is no match against all of those hogs. If I remember right, 28 hogs as opposed to, 36 hogs? Putting down those heal spells in just the right place to keep them all alive, and it's just cleanup from here. I want to send Carl and all the peeps over at C2J a big thank you for inviting me to this event. Next big event, Knob's holding a Legend League event that will culminate in a war at the end of the month. Come check them out. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching.